Alright, so chapter 6, The Old Forest. Frodo wakes up, all the other hobbits are ready. So he gets ready, they have their breakfast and everything, and then they start off. Now their friend Fatty Bulger, of course, in the previous chapter and in this one, warns them that, don't go in the forest. It's a very dangerous place. You're going to wish you were back here with me before too long. And, of course, Frodo later asks Merry, if all these, bogey stories that Fatty's telling them, is actually that he was told, and he's been telling them, is all this true? And Merry doubts it, of course. But he does say that here he says, in fact, long ago they attacked the hedge. Now the hedge was kind of a protection that the hobbits built from the old forest. They came and planted themselves right by it and leaned over it. But the hobbits came and cut down hundreds of trees and made a great bonfire in the forest. After that, the trees gave up the attack, but they became very unfriendly. And here in the Reader's Companion, they say that Tolkien wrote a letter to the Daily Telegraph, June 30th, 1972. He says, in all my works, I take the part of trees as against all their enemies. Lothlorien is beautiful because there the trees were loved. Elsewhere, forests are represented as awakening to consciousness of themselves. The old forest was hostile to two-legged creatures because of the memory of many injuries. Now, what could these injuries have been? Well, the hobbits, as it says here, cut down some trees and made a bonfire. You got that, but there might have been stuff from a long, long time ago, because the trees, evil trees have been here a long time. These are kind of, I guess you could say, sort of like, evil ents living here. Orcs once roamed this part of Middle-earth before the elves came. So maybe they did some stuff to the forest. Of course, the Númenóreans, when they were building their havens and stuff, and they would build their ships and stuff here in Middle-earth, they destroyed a lot of forests. And the old forest was part of a great bigger forest that they, of course, destroyed most of it. And so, the trees are a little bit upset. So they hate all things that walk on two legs. And can you blame them? And then it's like that in our real world, too. We destroy all these trees, and we do replant, which is good. But it's... we have to use it to build, but if you don't replace it, I definitely see a problem there. And so you're going to see that a lot, even when you get to Fenghorn. Tolkien loved trees and took their side. But anyway, they journey through the forest, and they, of course, end up kind of becoming lost. They go in the wrong direction, but it's almost as if they're being drawn to the wrong direction. And the place that they're going is really, really bad part of the forest. And they even do hear some singing, and like something is beckoning to them, drawing them near to this great big old willow tree, which ends up attacking them. It almost kills Merry and Pippin. And Frodo and Sam are frantically trying to help them, get them out of there. Now, I had read once that if you've ever heard of the band The Moody Blues, they have a song called Tuesday Afternoon. And there is a line in the song where he says, "The trees are drawing me near, I got to find out why." And from what I heard, that they drew inspiration from The Lord of the Rings, especially from this chapter, because that's kind of what happens to Frodo and the hobbits. And of course, Frodo, frantically trying to help them, doesn't know what to do, so he just, for no reason at all, just starts shouting, "Help! Help! Help!" And this is when they hear some more singing, but it's not evil singing. And this is where they meet Tom Bombadil. And there is a bit of a description of Tom Bombadil in here. And it says, he's got a blue jacket, brown boots, old battered hat with a tall crown, and a long blue feather. And he just comes dancing and singing, and he comes and helps the hobbits and puts Old Man Willow to sleep. Tom Bombadil, of course, was based off of a French doll that his kids had, and that was its name, Tom Bombadil. And he wrote, like I said, children's stories for his children. And of course, this is also how The Hobbit. This is where that came from, and because of all that, that's how The Lord of the Rings came to be. But The Lord of the Rings, you'll notice, is much more mature than The Hobbit. And it took him so long to write The Lord of the Rings that his audience matured with him. And so Lord of the Rings is more of an adult book than it is for children. And as Tolkien himself said, adults are in far more need of fantasy than children. Anyway, we'll find out a little bit more about Tom Bombadil in the next chapter, and that will be the next video. So I'll cut this one off, and see you all next time.